All right, so hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for the hashtag transfer to UC Davis admissions and top highlights webinar. My name is Sheila Zhang, and I am one of the top assistant directors for the transfer opportunity program at UC Davis. I am being joined today by two of our amazing top SOAs, Parker and David. I'll go ahead and let them say hi or hey if they want to, but we're all on camera. So David, Parker, feel free to give a quick intro to yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is David. I'm a rising fourth year at UC Davis. My major is in biotechnology, and I work as a student outreach ambassador for the Transfer Opportunity Program.
Hello, just like David, I'm also a rising fourth year at UC Davis. I'm a communications major, hoping to minor in Asian American Studies and professional writing. And I'm also a student outreach ambassador for our transfer opportunity program.
Thank you so much, David and Parker. The three of us will be on tonight for the webinar. So you'll be hearing from me and Parker me and David as we share more about UC Davis and admission requirements. Parker will also be helping to answer the chat. So we will actually all be on tonight for the webinar, sharing more about UC Davis and answering your questions. Let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and take a moment here to just do a land acknowledgement, because although we are at UC Davis, we are on Patwin land. So we're going to take a few moments here to just acknowledge the land that UC Davis has been established on. All right, thank you everyone for taking a moment for the land acknowledgement. Please feel free to share where you are coming from. Drop your community college or your area in the chat. We actually are going to be using the Q&A for any questions that you might have throughout today's presentation. So do know that the chat is going to be closed in a moment, but you can drop any questions through the Q&A. So for a moment now, please drop which community college you're representing, where you're coming from, and then we're going to go ahead and get started by sharing more about the UC Davis campus. So I'm going to actually go ahead and pass the mic over to David.
Thank you, Sheila. And then, yeah, just keep putting in your community colleges for now, and I'll just go ahead and get started while everyone's doing that. Since the beginning, we've outgrown expectations. Established in 1908 as a university farm, UC Davis has continually branched out, challenged the way things are done, and gained recognition for solving complex problems related to health, the environment, culture, and society. UC Davis is among the most comprehensive campuses in the University of California system. With 4 colleges and 6 professional schools that offer over 100 undergraduate majors and more than 100 graduate and professional degrees, UC Davis enrolls about 40,000 students from over 110 countries and contributes at least $12 billion to the California economy each year. In the 2023-2024 fiscal year, the university exceeded $1 billion in research funding for the 3rd consecutive year, cementing its reputation as a Tier 1 university. UC Davis was a perfect fit for me because it was close enough to home to allow me to visit my hometown, but also far enough to justify moving near campus. I found so many opportunities since starting at Davis. I'm going to mention one of the major ones, how I work in a lab here on campus, but I'll go farther into that later on. Next slide, please. Here at Davis, all of Northern California is in reach. We're a day's trip away from the beach, snowy mountains, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and 6 national parks. The capital of California, Sacramento, is only 15 miles from Davis. Whether you're into skiing, museums, food, wine, technology, politics, big cities, or wide open spaces, your interests are closest to Davis. Davis and the broader Sacramento region are also home to a thriving and engaged business community, fueled by UC Davis, that is eager to partner and give back. With a mild Mediterranean climate, the UC Davis campus enjoys an average of 265 days of sunshine a year. The nearest major airport is the Sacramento International Airport. UC Davis is also home to a commuter airport, the only one in the UC system. And here at Davis, public transportation is going to be your best friend. Our Unitrans system runs to Sacramento and goes all around of Davis. I personally use the Amtrak system to go home back in the East Bay, or sometimes I'll visit my boyfriend in San Francisco. Next slide, please. We have a vibrant campus. Davis has everything you would expect from a large university, and a lot of experiences that will surprise you. Your new home is going to be fun. We're exceptionally friendly and welcoming. We have dynamic leaders and world-class faculty, as well as everyday adventures from class in the Death Star to selfies with cows. Next slide, please. So what's so special about Davis? Davis is the ultimate college town. It's green, laid back, and friendly. Our community is inclusive and fun. You can walk or bike from the main campus to the main street in a few blocks. College students fill up the tables at nearby restaurants and coffee shops with their laptops, homework, and friends. The town of Davis helps our students thrive. Davis boasts more than 50 miles of bicycle paths and more bicycles per capita than any other city in the nation. A student-friendly town focused on your success has a population of 53 students here at Davis. We have an easily accessible downtown right next to the campus with plenty of coffee shops and meeting spots. You can explore funky art galleries, shops, live music, bookstores, and more. We have natural retreats like our campus arboretum and the Davis Greenbelt, which has 60 miles of greenbelt, a continuous stretch of protected bike trails through shaded parks. We also have a charming farmers market that tops many national lists. Next slide, please. We have 25 varsity collegiate sports teams with student-led community traditions like our 100-year-old picnic day, which has activities like our parades, our live showcases, live performances from different student clubs or faculty members. You can show your spirit by joining the Aggie Pack at homecoming, and we have 40 intramural sports and activities to get active and meet new people. Next slide, please. Here you can chart your own academic path. You can choose your adventure with unique learning experiences at UC Davis. We have 4 colleges and 1 school to invest in education and the next generations of leaders as they invest in cutting-edge research. You could design a fashion line, study California's unique biodiversity at Lake Tahoe, or tide pools in our Bodega Bay Research Center alongside world-renowned faculty, build energy-efficient systems in cutting-edge labs, program robots, engineer the perfect cup of coffee at the UC Davis Coffee Center, and research is in our DNA. We're powered by collaboration. Together, we solve the world's most pressing challenges. This friendly approach has led to an incredibly rich campus community that turns big ideas into real solutions. We have our annual undergraduate research conference showcasing projects from all fields and levels. I was actually a participant in this past year's research conference. I was able to show my research. We have where that also shows examples of other real Aggies participating in research. You can study sharks hands-on in the San Francisco Bay to learn about their behavior and eating patterns. Explore wearable technology, including gloves to track a patient's vital statistics. Create virtual reality puzzles to understand how children learn in virtual environments. Study waste reduction and carbon sequestration through composting. Observe plant-microbe interactions to help answer bigger questions in ecology. And we've had $1 billion for research funding in 2021 to 2022. And I just wanted to give a shout out to our undergraduate research center. That was one huge way that helped me find my place in my lab. I do research in the algae lab. Our goal is to produce human proteins from the algae Clitomonas reinhardti. And does anyone know how insulin is mainly produced? Usually it's through the use of E. coli, but our goal is to create insulin through an organism that doesn't require a carbon media. So we'd be lowering our carbon output and increasing sustainability. Next slide, please. You could explore global opportunities through the UC Davis Study Abroad program with over 1,300 students each year studying across 30 countries. You could spend a summer studying climate resilience in Thailand, discover the future of renewable power and thermodynamics in the volcanic regions of Iceland, delve into religions and cultures of medieval Spain, gain campus connections and resume experience through on-campus jobs. You could work on our student farm. You could also feed hummingbirds at the Arboretum, be in the driver's seat by becoming a bus driver with our Unitrans system, learn the ins and outs of the kitchen by working with our executive chefs, and there are pathways for inspiring innovators at the Student Startup Center. We have about 10,000 internship opportunities around the world, and we pair your research interest, whether in research, scholarship, or creative activities, with opportunities to test the direction you want to go in a career. UC Davis also has one of the largest career and internship programs in the nation. The Career Center connects you with internships and employers through career fairs with over 3,000 companies. They give you the skills you need to position yourself in a successful career and provide one-on-one advising to help you make your goals a reality. I've also personally used the Career Center as a way to propel my um, career. They help me with resume writing, so I just brought them like a really very first draft of my resume, and they helped me build from that and uh, build up from what I had to what I wanted. A UC Davis education is a proven investment in a more financially secure future for you and your family. We are ranked as the number 16 public school for career placement by the Princeton Review. And one of the jobs that I work is as an SOA or a student outreach ambassador, where we help future transfer students by sharing our experience as past community college students and current UC Davis students. Next slide, please. And then here at Davis, you'll be able to find your community with over 800 student organizations to help you find your community. Whether you're interested in cultural identity, outdoor exploration, religion, a future profession, artistic expression, or community service, there is a place for you here. You can choose from more than 800 student clubs on campus. It's easy to get involved with a club that fits your interests or try something new. And if you don't see what you like, start your own. It only takes 2 people. You can go to our Center for Student Involvement website right now and see what's out there. And I'm just gonna list them right now. We have the Asian American Association, Faces of African Muslims, the Hmong Student Union, Iranian Student Association, Jakarta Movement Chapter, Disabled Student Union, Afghan Student Association, Arab Student Union, the Bengali Student Association, and more. We also have many on-campus identity and culture centers that help you find your community at Davis, like the Cross Cultural Center, the LGBTQIA Resource Center, the Undocumented Resource Center, the Native Nest, and many more. Next slide, please. Here at Davis, we want you to succeed. Thousands of undergraduate students at UC Davis use the Academic Assistance and Tutoring Centers to support academic excellence. All academic assistance services are organized by subject, and for many courses, students have options like one-on-one tutoring by appointment, drop-in tutoring, asynchronous resources, co-classes, and workshops. Academic assistance services are included in your student fees, so there is no additional cost to use tutoring. Once again, I've personally used the tutoring center as a way to help me in my time here at Davis. I've used their co-classes, their asynchronous resources, the drop-in tutoring, as well as the one-on-one tutoring. So I would recommend it. It's just in the bottom floor of our library here. Our community resource and retention centers strive to help improve the retention of all UC Davis students by promoting student-centered work that advances equity. Everyone deserves to have their basic needs met to thrive at UC Davis. The Aggie Campus Basic Needs Centers helps by providing access to nutritious foods, assistance applying for CalFresh, and other social services, access to economic crisis resources, case management, and immediate shelter to support for unhoused students. And then there are many more resources here, like the EOP, the Writing Support Center, Student Disability Center, and so many more. So all transfer students are guaranteed housing for their first year. Parker and I, we both live on campus. We live at the Green here at Davis. I stay in a single, which means I have my own room here, but that also means I have other roommates in my apartment. So I live with 3 other roommates, but I have my own room here. We also have options for a studio, which means you live in an apartment all to yourself, as well as a double, which means you share your room with someone else. Yeah, it's honestly great living on campus. I get most of my fees covered by financial aid, as well as it's really close to the bus stop, so I don't have to drive from my home to my classes. I can just take the bus, as well as it's only like a 10-minute bike ride. So if I want to use my bike instead of taking the bus, I can do that as well. And I also have the option of staying in my room for the following year. So when I was a third year previously, I had stayed in this room and I chose to stay in my same room for the following year. And so that allowed me to stay in my room over the summer, which means that I could take summer on-campus summer classes to help catch up, get ahead, and everything like that. Next slide, please. So let's give out some finance facts. Student tuition and fees stay the same for up to 6 years, and 63% of undergraduates receive financial aid. The Aggie Blue to Gold program offers financial wellness resources and personalized advising. And here at Davis, we offer various types of financial aid, like scholarships, grants, loans. Some of the popular grants are the Pell Grant or Cal Grant, and we have a comprehensive list of outside scholarships. And we'll drop that link down shortly. And I use that link to find scholarships that align with me as a student. And then there are also loans that the school offers, as well as loan assistance grants that I've been able to find as well. Next slide, please. We encourage you to do your best work here. We want to help you thrive. Our university offers more than 100 majors, summer programs, undergraduate research, and academic support systems. Together, we'll go beyond what's expected. Our 4 academic colleges invest in educating the next generation of leaders as much as they invest in cutting-edge research. The College of Letters and Science, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Biological Sciences, Engineering, and the Graduate School of Management collaborate to make real-world impacts that span disciplines. Next slide, please. And then here is a slide that summarizes some of the points I said earlier. We have 40,000 enrolled students, over 100 majors and graduate programs, 25 varsity sports teams, 6 professional schools. And then once again, we've had $1 billion in research for the past 3 years. We actually have the largest UC campus with 5,300 acres, and we have 20,000 bikes on campus daily. And I personally use my bike. It's a great way to exercise. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, David. So David just shared a little bit about, the UC Davis campus and community and just opportunities that students have on our campus. Of course, you have David and Parker who are joining us. So if you have any questions regarding the transfer student experience, like definitely put your questions in the Q&A. This next part of the webinar here, we're actually going to go over preparing for admissions. I saw that there were some questions regarding requirements already in the Q&A, which is great. Once again, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, please put them in the Q&A. We'll try our best to answer your question as we go through the presentation. So this section is broken up into a few parts. For transfer admission, as a transfer student, when you're thinking about coming to a UC campus, there are different sets of requirements that you want to be looking at. So we're going to go over the minimum UC transfer requirements. This here is really important because regardless of which UC campus you decide to ultimately transfer to, the minimum requirements for the UC for junior level transfer students are all the same. Then we're going to look at UC Davis selective majors. We're going to explore the majors at UC Davis that have specific requirements. And then we're going to wrap this section up with the UC Davis transfer admission guarantee, or the tag. All right, so first things first, minimum UC transfer requirements. What are they and how do you prepare for them? These are the minimum general admission requirements to be considered for junior level transfer across the UC system. To be eligible for transfer admission to UC Davis, you must first meet the minimum UC requirements. So we have here the units. A junior level transfer student has a minimum of 60 semester or 90 quarter units of UC transferable credit. It's really important that when you're picking your classes and you're looking at the units, that these courses are UC transferable. So once again, the units come from UC transferable classes. You definitely want to make sure that when you're picking classes, they're UC transferable. All right, next criteria is the GPA. To be considered for junior level transfer, the minimum GPA starts at a 2.4. Now, this is just the minimum to be considered for junior level transfer. Depending on the major and the campus that you pick, you may have additional GPA requirements. For UC Davis, the selection GPA actually starts at a 2.8. So if you are interested in transferring to UC Davis, your overall GPA has to be a 2.8. And just like the units, the GPA is your UC transferable GPA. So this means that when we're calculating your GPA and we're looking at it, it's coming from the courses that are UC transferable. If you have non-transferable courses, the grades in your non-transferable classes won't count towards your GPA. So once again, your UC GPA comes from UC transferable courses. If you are interested in the College of Engineering or computer science majors here at UC Davis, that GPA is actually a 3.1 overall. So for the GPA, it's important to note that while the minimum to be considered for UC is a 2.4, the UC Davis selection GPA starts at a 2.8, and then all of our engineering majors need a minimum of a 3.1 GPA. It's also important to note that this is just the minimum, right? So it doesn't include the major requirements or the tag requirements for the GPA. Your major and your tag GPA requirements may look different. All right, and then last but not least, we have something known as the UC 7-course pattern. The 7-course pattern consists of 7 classes. So 2 of these must be UC transferable English composition courses. They're usually like your college composition course and your critical reading and writing thinking course, but you must have 2 UC English courses. You need a minimum of 1 UC math course, and then you need at least 4 courses from at least 2 of the subject areas listed here. So arts and humanities, social and behavioral sciences, and physical and biological sciences. So yeah, definitely make sure that you're keeping track of your minimum requirements. So these are just the minimum to get started with if you're interested in transferring to a UC campus. All right. So what is a UC Davis selective major, right? We just went over the minimum requirements. Now we're gonna jump into selective majors. So here at UC Davis, we have majors that are selective and non-selective, and we have over 100 undergraduate majors to choose from too. So when you are transferring and you're picking a major at UC Davis, If your major is selective, that means that your major requires you to complete specific coursework for missions, and you may be asked to have a specific GPA achieved for certain courses. A selective major at UC Davis means that you have additional required courses and GPA requirements to be met. So we just went over minimum requirements, right? So now you're thinking, okay, I have to have minimum requirements, and then if my major is selective, I have selective major requirements. It's important to note that every UC campus has majors that have specific coursework and or GPA requirements. It's really important that as you are planning your, your transfer campuses and your majors, that you're checking in with each UC campus that you're interested in. That way you are preparing with the right courses and the right GPA. Major preparation and selection is going to look really different across each campus. So definitely make sure that you're writing down your campuses and keeping track of the requirements that are needed for the majors that you're interested in. All right. So we're going to look at each of the colleges here at UC Davis and the majors that are selective. Now, not all majors are selective. Only certain majors are selective at UC Davis. If you are applying to a major in the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, these are the selective majors. So some new changes for the College of Ag, animal biology, animal science, and wildlife, fish and conservation biology are actually going to be selective majors starting fall of 2027. So if you're not if you're not yet applying and you're looking to come into fall of 2027, do know that in fall of 2027, the animal bio, animal science, and wildlife, fish and conservation biology majors are going to require you to complete certain courses and have a certain GPA. The requirements do vary by majors, so it's not going to be listed here. If we were to list every single requirements and GPA needed for the majors, it's going to take a long time. So there is a QR code at the bottom of the screen here. You can go ahead and scan the QR code. It's going to take you to the College of Ag's major requirements, and then you can see specifically for each of the selective majors here what the requirements are if you are looking to come in for that major. All right. Next college is the College of Engineering. So all majors in the College of Engineering are selective. It doesn't matter which engineering major it is that you're choosing. Every single major in the College of Engineering are selective. The major requirements are also different too. So it's really important that you're looking at the specific engineering major that you like to go into, because certain engineering majors may have more. For example, for those of you who might want to do computer science and engineering, you're going to need those computer science courses, whereas those of you who might be interested in like biological systems or biomedical engineering may need your bio or chemistry courses. So do know that all majors in the College of Engineering are selective at UC Davis. So it's really important that you're checking our website to see what those required courses are. And then remember, the GPA for the College of Engineering as well does require you to have a higher GPA than the minimum. So definitely scan the QR code so that you can see the specific selection requirements for the College of Engineering as well as the GPA requirements. All right, next college is the College of Biological Sciences. So just like the College of Engineering, all majors in the College of Biological Sciences are selective. You do need to meet the selection requirements for all of these majors, regardless of which one you're picking. It's important to note that the College of Biological Sciences also has an additional GPA requirement on top of the courses. So definitely take a look. There are some bio majors, for example, the global disease bio major that's not in the College of Bio, that's not listed here. However, if you are picking one of these bio majors, you will need to make sure that you are meeting the selection requirements with the courses and the GPA that's required for the College of Biological Sciences. All right, and then next is College of Letters and Sciences, which is the largest college. So there are only a few selective majors for the College of Letters and Sciences listed here. So applied math, applied physics, data science, which is not available via tag. So if any of you are applying to data science, you can only apply through the regular admissions route. There's econ, math, mathematical analytics and operations research, mathematical and scientific computation, physics, psychology, and statistics. So currently, these are the selective majors in the Colleges of Letters and Sciences. Once again, the QR code is here, so if you scan it, it'll take you to the selective major requirements page where you can see the specific courses and GPAs outlined for what's required for selection. All right, and then last but not least, the Graduate School of Management. It's not a college, but in case you didn't know, business is a new major at UC Davis. Transfer students who are interested in the business major may apply during the 2026 application cycle for fall 2027 enrollment. The requirements are now posted for the business major for any of you who might be interested. So business is a new major. It's not in any of our colleges because it's new, and we're still trying to figure out where it's going to be placed. But right now it's currently in the Graduate School of Management. If you'd like to see the requirements for the business major, please feel free to scan the QR code. And then also too, if you have any questions regarding the selection major requirements, or if you want to see if you're on track to meeting any of these, we are here to help support you throughout the transfer process. So we're going to go over the top resources later, but just know that you can always make an appointment with one of the top advisors to go over these requirements. All right, so we're actually going to transition now to talk a little bit about the tag. TAG is short for the Transfer Admission Guarantee, and TAG is only available at 6 UC campuses. So although there are 9 undergraduate UC campuses, you can only tag to 6 of the UC campuses. UC Davis is a tag campus. Students who do complete the tag with us are guaranteed admission into the major that they've been granted the tag for. All majors at UC Davis are open to tag except for computer science, data science. Oh, it says and tag, but no, that's supposed to be business. So computer science, data science, and business are not open to tag. If you'd like to know more about the tag requirements, you can visit ucdavis.edu/tag. And then what's also really important, and we'll talk about it later on in this presentation, is the TAP. So you want to make sure that if you're interested in a tag, that you have a TAP account created. All right, so UC Davis tag eligibility. Tag is available to any student who is transferring directly from a California community college campus. And so if you are a California community college transfer student who has completed at least half of your units, so that is 30 semester or 45 quarter units of UC transferable credit at a California community college, you are eligible for tag. This includes international students with a visa. And just know that if you are not approved for a tag, you're still eligible through regular admissions. So tag is not the only way to UC. You can also apply regularly. All right, on this next part here too, students are not eligible for tag if they are senior level transfers. So if you're a senior level transfer student, you're not eligible for tag. If you already have a bachelor's degree, a graduate degree, or professional degree, you're not eligible to tag. If you were previously enrolled at a UC campus and you want to return to that same campus, you won't be able to tag. So for example, let's say you attended UC Davis, you took some time off, and now you want to come back to Davis, you won't be able to do a tag if you're returning to the same campus. And then last but not least, if you're concurrently enrolled in high school at the time you submit the tag, you won't be eligible for tag as well. So tag is only open for current California community college students who have completed at least 30 semester or 45 quarter units of community college coursework and plan to have a community college as the last institution. These are just some of the, and these are general. So we're gonna go over the more specific requirements in this next slide here. If you have any questions for TAG, or if you wanna know whether or not, you know, you're on track for a TAG, like, please do reach out to the top team or schedule an appointment. All right, so UC Davis TAG eligibility is broken up into 4 parts, right? We've got units, a UC transferable GPA, completion of the 7-course pattern, and enrollment. So for those of you who might be looking to transfer for fall of 2026, these are the requirements for the TAG. If you're coming in for fall of 2026, by the end of this summer, you need to have at least a minimum of 30 UC transferable units, 45 quarter UC units. Also, completed by the end of the spring term prior to transferring, you must have a minimum of 60 semester or 90 quarter units of UC transferable coursework. And then once again, it's really important that at least 30 of your units, 30 semester and 45 quarter units are coming from a California community college. In terms of the TAG GPA, now the TAG GPA is different from the regular admissions GPA. So those of you who are wanting to TAG, do know that the TAG GPA is much higher than the regular admissions GPA. For students who are majoring in a major that's in the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, the College of Biological Sciences, and the College of Letters and Sciences, the minimum GPA to TAG is a 3.2. For students who are interested in tagging for the College of Engineering, the GPA is actually a 3.5 overall and a 3.5 in your technical GPA. There are also additional GPA requirements that you need to meet. So your selective major requirement GPA must also be met at the time you're applying for TAG. It can get confusing. So once again, please do make an appointment with a top advisor. That way we can walk over these requirements and take a look at your coursework to see if you're on track for TAG. In order to TAG as well, you must complete the 7-course pattern. And then there's also enrollment requirements too. So once again, you do need to have at least 30 semester or 45 quarter units coming from a California community college. The last college you attend also has to be a California community college. And then for those of you who are wanting to TAG, if you're working on your units, you can't have no more than 19 UC transferable units if they are all needed to reach the 60 semester units by the spring for TAG. So once again, if you are interested in tagging to UC Davis, please do make an appointment with a top advisor. We'll go over how to make an appointment or how to find your advisor later in the presentation. All right, so that was a lot of information, and how does it all make sense, or like how do you even prepare and how does that all work? Here's a flow chart to kind of just help you navigate how to kind of piece everything together. So we're going to start here, right? The first starting point should be completing the minimum UC transfer admission requirements. Once again, remember, as a junior level transfer student, if you are looking to transfer to a UC campus, you must meet the minimum UC requirements. Next, think about, is my major selective, right? So now that you know you have to meet the minimum requirements, think about your major and the campus that you're interested in. If no, you know, your major is not selective, if you answer like, no, my major is not selective, right? If your major is not selective at a UC campus, focus on completing the minimum UC requirements, any recommended courses that might be on assist or that's recommended for that major, and then general education requirements. For example, if IGETC is recommended for your major, that's something you can complete as well. If you answered, yes, my major is selective, then in this case, if your major is selective, you must complete the required courses and meet the required GPA needed for your major on top of meeting the minimum UC requirements. All right, now that you've kind of figured out whether your major is selective or not, the next question you should be thinking about is my major available for a tag? If you answer no, my major is not open to tag, you know, it's okay. Not all majors are open to tag, and tag is not the only way to be admitted to a UC campus. Many students apply through the regular process and they get in through the regular process. So if your major is not open to tag, focus on, the UC transfer admission requirements, your selective major requirements, right? If your major is selective, you want to make sure that you're meeting those selective major requirements, completing any recommended courses that you have, and general education requirements as well. All right, if you answered, yes, my major is open to tag, then in this case, you want to make sure that you are reviewing those tag requirements for that campus and major that you're tagging. You want to make sure that you're completing any additional tag requirements on top of the selection major requirements and on top of the minimum UC requirements. And then most importantly, you must submit the tag application by the tag deadline to secure your tag. So if your major is open to tag, do know that there is an application that has to be submitted for the tag in addition to the UC application. All right. Okay, so we are heading towards the end of the presentation here. Now we're going to highlight the Transfer Opportunity Program, also known as TOP here at UC Davis. There is a QR code here if you'd like to scan the QR code to go to the UC Davis TOP website. So the Transfer Opportunity is a transfer preparation program that is dedicated to serve, the top participating colleges and partners that we have. We are a SAPEP program, which means that, we are here to ensure that we can help students streamline, the process from a community college to a UC campus. Our program here at UC Davis for TOP is designed to, once again, clarify the transfer admission eligibility. So our mission is to support and enhance a transfer culture for college students and support college's effort to increase the number of transfer-ready students, particularly first-generation, low-income, and underrepresented students. We do offer a variety of services throughout the year. So there are TOP webinars. We'll drop a link for the TOP webinars in a moment here, but we have webinars that are offered throughout the entire year. So like right now we're in summer, right? This is one of the webinars that we're offering in the summer, but we have webinars on the transfer process, admissions, applications, student life, and more. We offer advising appointments. So you have an opportunity to meet one-on-one with a TOP advisor. During these appointments, we provide individualized support for students. So we are here to make sure that if your goal is to transfer, that you have the right classes and that you know that you're eligible for a major before you even apply. We also offer VIP visits, so exclusive campus visits to UC Davis, which includes free lunch, student panel, tours, admissions, and more. These are just some of the top services that are offered. All right, we do host annual events throughout the year. These are some of our bigger events. So we have Discover UC Davis. Discover UC Davis is a free career planning and exploration symposium for our top partner college students. So if you are part of, the Transfer Opportunity Program and you're attending one of the top partner community colleges, you can attend Discover UC Davis. It's a one-day event. It's super fun. There are just so many students who come, and throughout the day you get to learn more about opportunities at UC Davis. You get to meet with other students, and you also get to tour the campus. And then we have summer programs for transfer students too. If you are a high school student that's just graduated and you're going to be attending community college, Aggie 2B is the program for you. So Aggie 2B is our program to prepare new community college students on that transition from high school to community college. If you're a current community college student, we have Aggie Transfer Scholars Weekend. Aggie Transfer Scholars Weekend is for those students who are ready to transfer, right? So throughout the summer, we help you by, offering application workshops, PIQ assistance, and Aggie 2B and Aggie Transfer Scholars Weekend are both on campus. So you get to come and stay in one of our dorms. You get to meet with our amazing SOAs. Like today we have David and Parker, but we have a whole team of SOAs that you'll get to meet and connect with during our summer programs. We do offer these summer programs every single year. Unfortunately, the deadline has passed for this year's summer program, but for those of you who are going to be transferring for a future term, please do stay on the lookout for our upcoming Discover UC Davis and Aggie Transfer Scholars Weekend and Aggie 2B programs for the next academic year. All right, so I'm here today, but we actually have a team of assistant and associate directors. So our team is actually led by our associate director, Pam Blanco, followed by our assistant directors. So you may be meeting me and some of my colleagues as you are booking an online appointment or if you're out there on campus. So we all serve different parts of California. I'll show you where you can kind of see, who your advisor is, but this is the top team. And then we have our amazing student outreach ambassador team as well. If you would like to hear more about the student perspective or you'd like to connect with any of our student outreach ambassadors, please send an email to top-soa@ucdavis.edu. Our team of SOAs are current UC Davis transfer students who have transferred from a California community college campus. And our SOAs are amazing and they're wonderful and they support the top team with events, workshops, summer programs, and more. Like we have social media accounts that are handled by just our SOAs. And David and Parker are here with me today, but we have a whole team. And the top SOA positions are actually paid on-campus jobs. So like David and Parker are here tonight, but they're also working, right? So it's really great that they can share more about their experience, but they're also clocking in the work as well. If you're interested, like if you're coming to UC Davis and you think you'd be interested in being an SOA, like please reach out to us. Like we love to learn more about you and hear about, what you'd be interested in as a top SOA. All right, so we have certain community colleges that we partner with for the top program. So not all community colleges are represented. You can find the colleges that we collaborate with here. We'll go ahead and drop the top website link here too, in case you missed it. But if your college is listed here, you can easily find your advisor by clicking on your college. So I know I saw a lot of ARC students. So if you're at ARC, you can click on American River College, and that's actually going to take you directly to your assigned top advisors page. If your community college is not listed here, you can click Find My Advisor, and that's going to take you to Find My Advisor. You'll put down your community college, and it's going to let you know who your assigned UC Davis advisor is. And then at the very bottom too, once again, if you like to get connected with a student or hear from the student perspective, you can send an email to our SOA ambassadors. All right. And then, of course, because we're talking about the top program, I also want to pitch in the TAP account as well. So if you already have a TAP, this might be review. If you don't have a TAP, let's learn a little bit more about what it is and why it's important to have a TAP, especially if you're interested in transferring and you're interested in, participating in TOP. So the TAP is a free online tool that helps students to track their progress towards meeting minimum UC requirements. All UCs actually utilize the TAP too, and it's one way for us to connect with students who are interested in transferring to a UC campus. So when you create a TAP and you put that you're interested in UC Davis, that actually generates an email to us saying like, hey, so-and-so created their TAP today and they're interested. and you actually get an email to get connected with the UC Davis Top program. So the TAP is a tracking tool, but it's also a tool that allows UC admission folks like myself to reach out and get connected with you at your community college. TAP is for California community college students. And then one thing that's important about the TAP too is if you are interested in submitting a transfer admission guarantee or a tag, you actually need to have a TAP. For those of you who are interested in, attending the summer programs or utilizing a top service, you actually need to have a TAP account for the one-on-one appointments and to participate in top services. You can create a TAP at any point in time. The sooner you create the TAP, the better. All right, so tap into top. So once again, create your TAP account. Make sure that you've got your TAP essentials down. Your about me, my academic history, and your transfer plan. These are important sections that you should be filling out. That way you can get connected with the UC campuses that you're interested in transferring to. All right, so here are some transfer resources. I know we didn't really talk about assist.org, but for those of you who did have questions about how do I find if a course is UC transferable, or how do I know which courses I need to take for my major, assist.org is a great website. You don't have to utilize that by yourself. Do meet with your community college counselors, make an appointment with us. That way we can go over assist.org together. Once again, the TAP, definitely a great resource to have. Also, a requirement for the top program. I know there were some questions regarding AP exams too, so definitely taking a look at AP IB charts at each UC school. If you have AP or IB exams and you're wondering, do they count for credit? Definitely check the charts at each school to see whether or not you can, then when I say school, I mean the UC campus, right? So if you're looking to come into UC Davis, look at the UC Davis APIB chart to see if your exams with the scores that you have are going to give you credit. And then most importantly too, utilize your transfer center at your community college. The transfer centers at your community college, they have a plethora of resources and staff to help you and support you throughout this transfer journey as well. So definitely your transfer centers, the different support groups and programs that you have like Mesa, Puente, Umoja, definitely tap into those resources that you have at the community college. And then of course, the transfer opportunity program. We're here to help you transfer as well. We've got some UC Davis resources. These are general resources to connect you with the campus. I know we received some questions beforehand regarding, can you visit the campus? If you are interested, yes, you can book an in-person or online tour. You can also do a virtual tour as well. We do have a UC Davis admissions blog where we highlight certain student stories and just different topics. So if you are interested in our blog, it's ucdavis.edu/admissions/blog. If you're kind of like still debating about your majors and not too sure, we also have our majors blog as well. And then if you are a parent or family and you want some information for your prospective student, we do have our parents and family website as well. And then last but not least, important dates for those of you who are going to be applying for fall 2026. August is next month, and August is when the UC application opens. Basically, what this means is that you can go ahead and create your UC application and you can start working on it. You just can't submit it yet. So when it says UC application opens, that just means that you can create your account and you can start working on it. September 1 through 30th is the tag filing period. So for those of you who are interested in submitting a tag, you want to get it in the month of September. The deadline is September 30th. If you are tagging to UC Davis, mid-November is when you will be hearing back from us as to whether or not your tag has been approved. October 1 through December 2nd is the UC application filing period. So this is when you can submit your application. I think for this year, it's not December 2nd. I think it's December 1st. So please know that this date here may change for this year. January is the TAU submission period. It's also when you can create your My Admissions account for UC Davis. So the TAU is basically a time when you can go back into your application to put in your fall grades and make any changes to your spring schedule. March 2nd, that's when you'll want to submit your FAFSA or California Dream Act application. March through April is the UC transfer admission notification. So this is when we release decisions and you'll know whether or not you've been admitted to the campus. June 1st is the transfer SIR deadline. This is you saying like, yes, I want to come to your campus. July 1st is final official transcripts deadline. And then July 15th is the final deadline for any official AP, IB examinations, and other documents such as IGETI certification. For final official transcripts and exams, please note that they are due to the campus admissions office and must be postmarked or electronically submitted on or before the deadline that's listed. All right, so that is it for tonight's presentation. Thank you everyone for joining us. Stay connected. We've got our UC Davis Top website here, our SOA email, our social media handles as well. I know there were a few questions that we had in the chat. So I think there was one that we wanted to make sure that we answered before we let all of you go, and that's what is considered as a senior level transfer. A senior level transfer student is one who has community college coursework in addition to 4-year university work. If you are at a community college and you have only attended a California community college, you're still considered a junior level transfer. So for junior level transfer students, if you've only been at the community college and you've only taken community college courses, regardless if you have more than the 60 semester units, if you're only coming from community college, you're not considered a senior level transfer student. Senior level transfer students have you know, usually 4-year university coursework on top of California community college courses. So if you have attended a community college and then you attended a 4-year university, or let's say you went to a 4-year university and you're now transferring to another 4-year university, you may be a senior level transfer student. It is very complex. So if you think you might be a senior level transfer, or you're not too sure if you're a senior level transfer student, please make an appointment with us. Without seeing your actual coursework and your units, it's really hard to determine, you know, right at the top of my head if you are a senior level transfer student. But usually senior level transfer students have 4-year university coursework. And if you're not sure, reach out to us. That way we can better assist you with figuring out if you are a junior level transfer student or a senior level transfer student. So, all right, well, we are past 6 o'clock, so thank you so much everyone for joining us tonight. Kudos to Parker and David for, you know, sharing more about their UC Davis experience and just handling all the questions in the chat. We hope to see you all again at one of our webinars or in-person events. So thank you so much everyone for joining us tonight. Stay connected and please do reach out to us should you have any questions throughout your transfer journey. We hope to see you all in the future. Thank you everyone. Have a good night.